in the morning, slaving for bread, sir, so that every mouth can be fed. Oh, me Israelite. My wife and my kids, they pack up and I leave me. Darling, she said I was yours to receive. Oh, me Israelite. Shut them a tear up choices ago. I don't want to end up like Bonnie and Clyde. Oh, me Israelite. After a storm, there must be a calm. If you catch me in a farm, you sound your alarm. Oh, me Israelite. I get up in the morning, stepping for breakfast.
Here's another one for Israel. Do you know who you are?
If I had the chance to show you who you are, you'd be so amazed. If you knew the power within you, you would say, I've got to change my ways. 'Cause you're like a superhero, but you know who you are. You're like a superhero, but you know who you are. You're like a superhero, but you know who you are. You're like a superhero, but you know, oh yeah, you are. You don't know which one you are. I pray that you will see, 'cause you don't know you are royalty. And one day you will rule the world, 'cause that's the promise, to all of Israel. Man, you're like a superhero, but you don't know who you are. You're like a superhero, but you know who you are. You're like a superhero, yeah. Oh yeah, who you are. You're just like a superhero, but you oh yeah. Israel, you just don't know. He made you in his image, and he gave you power, so much power, but you just can't see it. Remember when you need it, it's gonna be right there. Oh yeah, the strength of 1,000 men. Oh yeah, just like Samson. Oh, you're so strong, so strong. Oh yeah, I'm telling y'all, you don't know who you are. You're like a superhero, but you know who you are. You're like a superhero, but you you don't have a clue how great it made you. Oh no, who you are. You don't know who you are.
Morning, slaving for bread, sir, so that every mouth can be fed.
Why are the Bantu the true biblical Israelites of the Bible? A lot of people have a problem with the word Bantu. Most people think it's a European word. What they don't realize is that the word Bantu is actually a Hebrew and a Bantu word. Origin and meaning of the word Bantu. Strong's number 1004. Original word Bayith. Strong's concordance Hebrew. Part of speech non-masculine. Transliteration Bayith. Definition: a house. Descendants of. House of. The word Negro, Bantu, and Congo are one and the same, but often used to cause divisions, to create confusions, and at times out of ignorance. In Africa, when thinking about the word Negro, the first thought that comes to mind is a typical Bantu. It's no secret that other Africans often refer to a Muntu or Bantu or Negro only as a sign of insult. Nilotes and Kusha use this word more often to look down upon someone of Bantu speaking tribe. Every Bantu language has the word Bantu in it, whether it's written as Bantu, Watu, Bato, Batho, Bantu, Antu, Awatu. It's the same exact word, it's the same exact people. The word Bantu was introduced when the Israelites came into sub-Saharan Africa, and because they had to hide their identity because they were running from captivity, so they had to hide the names of who they are. And when the Arabs came to sub-Saharan Africa, enslaving Bantu people, they called them people of the book, people of the holy book. They didn't come up with the word Bantu. They realized our lifestyle and our culture was similar to that of the biblical Israelites, so they referred to us as the people of the holy book. West Africa is referred to as the Negro homeland or the Bantu homeland because Bantu occupied the land, and modern history can prove that. It is said that after the out of Egypt migration, most Bantu migrated to what is today known as West Africa. From Egypt, others went Central, East, and Southern Africa. But also went west, lived up there up until the beginning of the transatlantic slavery, when massively started migrating south, sub-Saharan Africa, most likely fleeing slavery and many other reasons. Others were captured and taken to the four corners of the world, and their remains could not continue migrating due to the Western colonial borders structured during the Berlin Conference in 1885. There is a conflict between credible historians debating on the fact that most people that were captured during the transatlantic slavery were of Bantu heritage. It also has been recorded that most people captured to the Americas and the Caribbean spoke a Bantu language, most likely Kikongo. There are mountains of evidence showing Bantu being captured from the Kingdom of Congo, then taken to Sao Tome, and then to West African countries such as Ghana and Nigeria, and then from there being shipped to the Americas. Also important to know that the ancestry tests people are taking will most likely lead one back to where the earliest ancestor was captured from, and not necessarily indicating the blood relatives or one's actual homeland, because that's the only European recorded information that's available. That's why they often request for family tree information, because the ancestry DNA alone cannot provide 100% accurate results. For instance, while biological siblings have the same family tree, their genetic code might be different in at least one of the areas looked at in a given test. Even siblings only share about 50% of the same DNA. This applies even to twins. So a lot of people might end up being deceived and worst, endangered by freely giving away their DNA. This saying, that most people only find themselves to be West Africans because that's where their first ancestors was captured from, not necessarily saying that that's their heritage. There are still Bantu tribes in the interior of West Africa to this day. They're as far as Senegal, Cape Verde, and Mauritania. Now, thinking out loud, have you ever wondered why West Africa has so many slave trade dungeons than any other part of the continent? Have you ever wondered why colonialism was remarkably harsh and mass killing people in mainly Bantu nations than any other African nations? For instance, in Congo by Belgium, in Angola by Portugal, in Kenya by Britain, in Namibia by Germany, in Zimbabwe by Britain, in South Africa by Dutch and Britain, in Rwanda, Burundi by Portugal, Belgium, and Tutsis, Somali Bantu by Somalis, Italians, and Arabs, and list could go on. This does not in any way refute the fact that Europeans or Arabs were capturing people themselves. It's also not about preaching hate amongst black people, but simply pointing out facts to help shed light into history and create a clear path for all. There is no debating whether Bantu are the 12 tribes of Israel scattered to the four corners of the world today, because there's no a people so scattered yet with such significant and unique commonness. Their language is the actual Paleo-Hebrew. Their traditions are everything that's written in the Bible. A monotheistic people, their oral history of migration from Egypt even to as far as so-called Middle East, their massive capture during both Arab and European slavery, and the extreme treatment and mass genocide mainly in Bantu nations throughout colonialism. And early European slavers would easily distinguish them from other Africans. You've read about the 12 Bantu kingdoms, including the Kingdom of Congo, Lunda, Kuba, Toro, Buganda, Monomotapa, Zulu, Zimbabwe, and so on. About the history of a revolutionist Congolese female warrior by the name Kimpa Vita, who in the late 1600s claimed that all Israelites were Bantu and Yehoshua was Bantu. About the first slave ship in 1619 carrying over 300 Bantu from Angola to Virginia, as mentioned in Deuteronomy 28. About the message of Leopold II, King of Belgium, to Christian missionaries sent to Congo, reminding them that these people's ancestors walked with Yah, that they walked with God. About the Lember Bantu Israelites, about the Angolan prison in Louisiana, America, about Simon Kimbangu, a man killed after 30 years in prison for claiming Israelites were Bantu black people. Today, true biblical Israelites are found exactly where the prophets prophesied they'd be. In Isaiah 18 verse 1 to 7 and Zephaniah 3 verse 10 to 20. From beyond the rivers of Cush, from Central to Southern Africa, my suppliants, even the daughters of my dispersed, shall bring mine offering. The Bible also says that the offspring will be scattered to the four corners of the world, as per Deuteronomy 28. Did you notice the word offering mentioned in both Isaiah and Zephaniah? Now, Miyka'el in Paleo Hebrew H4503. Miyka'el or Minga is the Kikongo word for blood or offering. Read 2 Kings 16 verse 15. It is biblically proven that the children of Israel understood time of the day by simply looking at the sun. It is also relatively important to know that they observed, not worship the moon by counting 1 month after the other from new moon to new moon. Bantu customs and languages happen to the only globally standing Israelites proof with the same exact practices. In Swahili, just like any other Bantu languages, the word for month, moon, and female menstruation cycle is the same exact word, mwezi. Including in Zulu, Kikuyu, Shona, Xhosa, Ndebele, Nyanja, Tswana, Kinyarwanda, Hutu, Bembe, Manshi, Havu, Nande, Lega, Fuliro, Bahunde, Nandi, Luya, Luba, Lunda, Luganda, just to name a few. Another fact of great importance, the word moon in Kikongo Bantu language is Kode, Koda. In Paleo Hebrew, the word for month is Kode, Koda. Same words meaning the same exact thing. Kode or Koda, both meaning month and moon in Kikongo and in Paleo Hebrew. It also means the return of the lunar cycle, determining the monthly biblical calendar, Siracid 43:6-8, and Psalm 104 verse 19, Genesis 1 verse 16. Bantu are the only group of people in the entire world practicing male circumcision not as religiously required but as their culture. Though divided by waters, colonial borders, and subdivisions, they are still the same people in both the Americas, in Africa, in Europe, and Asia. There is no other people on the face of the earth with such oneness in culture, linguistics, and history as the Bantu-speaking people. There is no people on earth other than Bantu with a migration history exactly similar to the biblical Israelites' migrations. We kept the commandments of Dat and Zambi all this time, kept all the laws from male circumcision, childbirth, female menstruation, marriage practices, and Ubuntu. We just never realized it. This is the truth which was kept from you, because by simply knowing that you are the chosen people, knowing that you are the children of Yah, we break the barrier. And that alone terrifies the enemy within and without. Christianity and Islam have ignored all these facts. The church has kept this secret from you for a very long time. For 400 years, you've been conditioned to not to know this truth. You've been programmed to see yourself as less than. Thank you for listening. Please subscribe to our channel, and shalom.